boy, the crowd is ramped up for this final. People have been watching Western tear it up through their division, watching Uvic win all their games this weekend, and now it is the final, game 82 of this circus of rugby we've been running here this weekend, and it's going to be an exciting final.
It is the National University Sevens, and coming out of the far side tunnel, there they are, Uvic. The local team have got a lot of local support here, but you saw earlier, Western, the current holders of this cup, they're first on the field.
Talking off camera and talking to different people who've been watching the games, the feeling is that Uvic is maybe a slightly faster team over all the positions, but they've got a couple of dangerous men at Western in the form of Connor Trainer and also looking at stable guys like Seb Pearson, who are a big package to deal with.
Yeah, no question. Uvic are probably the more complete traditional seven side, and a few to watch there. I think Nathan Yanagia, number 3, is a player that's going to need to step up in this final. But the man mountain opposite is Connor Trainer, and the question mark here for the Western, for the players from Ontario, will their fitness hold up in this final?
Patrick Kay is going to get Uvic underway here, and his trademark high kick, finding the exact target they want, and putting Western under pressure right off the opening kickoff. And now look at that, spilled ball as they were trying to release the pass back through the line. And Uvic is going to need to steady things down a bit. And
Fergus
now the
Hall.
first gap.
Wow.
You're right, yeah, Fergus Hall. And just as quick as that, Uvic have touched down and put the first 5 points on the board. And that is going to really agitate Western to have been scored on that quickly.
What an amazing bit of footwork from Fergus Hall, the youngster who's come through the BC Youth Sevens program from Victoria, Castaway Wanderers. Shane Thompson will be very proud of what he did there. He stepped out of about 3 tackles and then backed himself with pace to go for it. So first blood for Fergus Hall, first 5 points. That man there with a ponytail, Connor Traylor, not even able to touch the ball before Uvic get on the scoreboard.
That's why they do all that work with the ladders and that super quick footwork. A great conversion going across. So 7-0 to University of Victoria.
And Patrick Kay sticking the extra 2 points. He, for some people, will be man of the tournament. He's led by his kicking game, these great restarts, but also his play in open field. So if Uvic go well here, I'd be interested to see if he may be in the running for player of the tournament.
Kieran Hearn must be just in awe of those kicks. I mean, the only other guy in Canada I can think of that kicks like that. Now that's Connor Trainer, but the knock-on will bring it back. And Connor dismayed that he hadn't found a free gap down that right wing there.
Well, you see the clock in the top of our screen there, Doug. This is the cruelness of sevens. You play for 2 days. This is the 7th game for both these teams. And when you make the final, they make you play extra 3 minutes. So they're 10-minute halves in sevens finals. So, again, another factor that may work against Western.
Yeah, because it becomes about bench management in the waning moments of a game. Who have you got that will fill the gap? Pearson trying to get to that ball now. He wears number 8. And now there's a breakout by Western.
Scrappy scrum, it's picked up well.
And now lots of commitment at the breakdown by Western, but is Uvic counter-rucking to effect? That ball may have changed possession. No, it's still in Western hands. And now they've got to get it out to their danger man, Connor Trainer, and he's about to get a sniff. Tomlinson, he's spun around, one of 2 Tomlinson brothers on this team. There's Ryan and Rory, and now here's Trainer. First stutter step, comes back, figures it out, comes back to the left side. Now the offload, and now a slippery footing by Tomlinson. That's Rory.
Look at all those defenders that came to Trainer. They've got to move the ball away once that happens.
Ryan Tomlinson now. No, that was Rory Tomlinson. And boy, look at the mess of players here, and a penalty. Not releasing the tackled player is the call.
There's Bo Parker with a quick tap. Referee saying play on. Deciding to settle it down. Ooh, and a
Murray now, Liam Murray.
Bad pass there, Murray. A low ball and almost a man and ball situation. So a little bit of panic from Uvic.
In the opening couple of minutes, it looked like Uvic was just going to run all over the place, but Western has settled things down a little bit in terms of defensive structure.
Great opportunity for Western here. A midfield scrum, so room to attack on either side. They're lining up Trainer off to the right, to the top of your screen, all by himself. Let's see if they try and isolate him one-on-one. No, they go the other way, using Trainer as a distraction.
but ultimately maybe to release them back the other way. And no, they seem to be favoring left side still. And good delayed pass. Tomlinson back inside, immediately hit. Oh, and that might be the missed tackle. Seb Pearson now chipping it ahead, and that might not be the play to call for as Patrick Kay gets there. Did he take it across? It's
he
gonna
did.
Be from 5.
David Smorchevsky right on the scene. Great positioning from him, and he's judged that Kay took that ball over the line, so a mental mistake from Patrick Kay. Despite the dubious kick from Pearson, looked like he was free. Fergus Hall took a gamble on the interception, didn't get it, and Pearson seemed to be off with 2 players outside him.
Look at the size of that front row from Western. That's a lot of Ontario beef there that's going to try and push Uvic across the line here. I mean, you don't see pushover tries in 7s, and it won't happen in this case, but they're going to try and blow them off the ball.
Scrappy ball. Thomason lined up behind the scrum, but they can't get it to him.
Now, look at this. Is this a free path down that wing as a foot race ensues? Oh, no, great last gasp tackle, but that's going to be McCloskey. He's tackled. Luke McCloskey thought he was away, but now penalty. Western not rolling away in the tackle, tying up the man. And they do not have the overlap, but path right up the middle for number 5, Liam Murray, and he scores the try right under the posts. And so Western not getting too many responses to what Victoria's got going on here.
No, that's that depth we talked about. Bo Parker did it. A great matchup, kind of the new and the old in a way. Bo Parker took the outside. Trainer tracked him all the way from midfield and made the tackle, but a decent offload kept the play moving. And after the penalty, Parker was able to get it to Liam Murray, and Kay adds the extra 2.
So 14-0 with 6 minutes gone in this game, and Western must respond with some points here. I think they really thought they had a chance with the scrum 5 down there and, you know, the physical advantage, but they almost blew past that so much that the ball was just laying there for University of Victoria to pick up.
Yeah, didn't get set piece possession, so here it is. Kay's going to hang another one up, and let's see if Pearson can gather for his team or if Dabrowski and co can disrupt again.
Someone's got to get a snow brush and clean that ball off when it comes down. Cleanly received by Western. That's Pearson. He has played almost every minute of every game here this weekend. Spinning around now is Turnbull. Now Western getting some pattern together here. Tomlinson flying into the line. And now it's going to be University of Victoria offside, and they're trying to get it out to Trainer, but not with a sense of urgency. And now out of the tackle, there's Trainer, and he opts to go cross field, and he's been caught behind the line. And he released the ball, tried to pick it up, but he was still held. Now, bit of frantic play, saving the day as it's Ryan Tomlinson getting it out to North. And the commitment at the breakdown by Uvic is incredible, and they've come away with it again. A lot of pinch ball here at the breakdown. And now, what's the call there, Gareth?
Western coming in the side of the tackled area, not coming in from their own side, their own gate.
Nathan Yanagia. And now this could be another try, and it's going to be another try. This one for Patrick Kay. And so the tackling by Western letting them down a little bit there.
Yeah, we talked about the Yanagia factor. He took it up hard. The local support love it. And Pat Kay, the man from just up in Duncan, just north of the Malahat here, he took a line of support that was fantastic and then used his own footwork to step the sweeper. A beautiful individual try from him from 50 meters out.
He's a bit gassed, and he's got to add the extras now, so he's taking a minute to get the lungs filled up here.
I know things don't look good for Western at the moment, but this one isn't over. There's still 2 minutes in this half. They just haven't been able to secure quality possession. So 21 points is not the end of the world in sevens rugby.
No, they essentially have a whole nother regular game of sevens rugby to play here.
Yeah.
So it's a question about maybe fixing a few things at halftime, making some adjustments.
And a bit of gamesmanship here, rightfully so. Kay taking his time. You know, the clock's working in their favor. Every second that ticks off is less of a chance for the Mustangs to get their hands on the ball.
Boy, oh boy, he's like a golfer lining up a putt here, taking his time, and just perfectly weighted. Gone about 12 meters, That ball looked like it almost went forward, but Smorchevsky's fine with it. Connor Traynor spinning it out to Tomlinson. Ryan Tomlinson.
Well, no room for the Tomlinson brothers as they're spinning around a well-organized Uvic defense.
Now it's Pearson out on the wing. It's shades of Rod Snow being a winger. Big tackle brings Pearson down. And so that is going to bring a scrum here with about just under a minute left. And seems to be some hesitation. Are we having a line out or scrum?
I think he may have called the knock on as he was. Oh no, you're right. It's going to be a line out.
So the flag up, and it's going to be the throw in.
So that's costly. Pearson, I know he's trying to go on the outside, but being pushed in to touch, that's a turnover possession, and it'll allow this crafty Uvic backline to build another attack.
Clean transfer from Dabrowski in the line out, and look at that. They've already got it out with 2 quick passes to Luke McCloskey, but forward pass preventing any further progress by the Vikes.
Smorchevsky looked at his watch there. We will have one last restart. The scrum will be put in. And I know we've been mentioning him a lot, and he's not a one-man team, but this is time for Connor Traynor to get his team back in this match. They need something desperately before the half.
And to give some of the viewers some context, Connor Traynor scoring 2 tries against the New Zealand All Blacks in a World Cup game. He's that kind of player. He can make things happen. But he does need some help from his supporting cast here tonight. And that ball takes a Western.
Oh.
It's taken a double bounce, a Western and then a Uvic bounce. And now we got a penalty back. And
yes, Smorchevsky calling the Western player for tackling the man without the ball. Really in desperation as it was bouncing around. Bo Parker's dancing around too. He offloads underneath.
Unconventional pass. And that could be the final nail in the Western coffin at the dying seconds of this first half. That's going to be hard for them to swallow.
Yeah, Dustin Dabrowski, the recipient of a beautiful pass from Parker underneath the arm of the defender. And crazy situation there as the kick took a wild bounce. It was cleaned up by Western, but they immediately threw it away again and then were penalized for impeding the Uvic player. And Kay puts another nail in the coffin.
So that is halftime. 10 minutes gone in this opening half. And, we expected a good game in the final, but, it's pretty one-sided, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a great matchup. 3 years ago over in UBC, Doug, we were there, and Uvic lifted the trophy really virtually almost uncontested by the end. They were dominant. Last year it was Western, and right now it's going to take a monumental effort from Western to rip this trophy out of the hands of Uvic here on their home soil.
Just running through the rosters for folks watching at home, Western fielding a team made up of Seb Pearson, Jack North, Ross Yellowlees, Mike Turnbull, Ryan Tomlinson, Connor Traynor, Rory Tomlinson, Justin Chan, Thomas Miramatahari, Josh Bald, Adi Ojo, and Mike Santagelli. The side from Uvic made up of Remy Actil, Nathan Yanagia, Liam Chisholm, Dustin Dabrowski, Liam Murray, Jamie McKenzie, Patrick Kay, Luke McCloskey, Kane Wyatt, Bo Parker, Fergus Hall, and James Pitblado, and coached by Doug Tate, manager Rick Fairley. And Western, talk about the Western coaching setup there.
Well, Western is there's very much a student-led program. They've got a good 15s program, but this has always been an effort by the athletes. There's been a big Victoria connection to get back out. I saw Jesse Kleiman early on, a graduate of the program. These students are literally sleeping on each other's couches and helping each other out with the Victoria connection. So they make a huge effort to get out here. And last year when they won the Cup, I think it was very rewarding because of all the effort they put in. But it must be said, after 2 days, they must be absolutely exhaustipated. It's been a lot of games, 7 games of rugby, and that's a lot in these cold conditions.
University-educated Gareth Reese and his magical dictionary. Very nice.
Well, they don't call me the mountain goat for nothing.
And I can hear a list being whittled down here. So the chip and chase by Victoria, University of Victoria, but it's Connor Traynor getting to that loose ball. Could this be Western's first points? The fend-off, no. It just seems like Traynor's not backing himself in his speed. Anytime he's had a half gap, it looks like he might go, and then he changes direction. Now the fend-off, that's a great job.
Oh, he lost his footing.
Tomlinson
and
almost
the ball.
getting there, and looked like they might have had a try on there, but instead Tomlinson's gone down in a heap as he injured his ankle.
Yeah, that kind of sums it up for Western right now. He done the work, a great handoff, and he just slipped and lost the ball as he was probably going to let his momentum carry him over the line.
So Rory Tomlinson's okay, staying in the game. And now a bit of pressure time, Uvic with the put in on their own 5-meter line. And in sevens, unlike 15s, you're not going to clear your lines with a kick. You're going to probably throw it across the end zone. So you got to be careful here. But now penalty against Western.
Yeah, the early push from the Western forwards. So letting them off the hook, Uvic. Fergus Hall takes it into contact.
Spin pass by Liam Murray. Now big kick, no one home back defensively. And Western trying to clean that ball up as a late sweeper comes in.
Kay basically saying if you're going to come, you got to come 80 meters to get your first score of the night. And Western not prepared to do that as they kick it straight back.
It hasn't gone into touch yet.
Whoa. What a huge
now
kick.
It has. That was a massive response of 50 or 60 meters. It will be throw-in to University of Victoria, but in sevens, that's not a big deal. You can snare that or put them under some pressure and get some loose ball out of that.
No, especially when every second ticking off that clock is in Uvic's favor.
28 seems like a big mountain to climb, but, I think a guy like Connor Trainer can keep his guys calm and say, get the first score, build off of that. And we've seen it all weekend long where lost causes all of a sudden turn into close games because people are believing in the patterns and not worrying about the whole pile of points, but just a few at a time.
Yeah, referee Swarczewski, actually stopping the watch there. And that one's put down by Hall. So a scrum for Western, but it must be said, even despite the beef that's in that Western scrum, they haven't been able to secure possession off it. And two big occasions have lost the ball, and Uvic have pounced on it. So this is their opportunity, and some subs on the field, some fresh legs.
Yeah, I'm not seeing who came off for Uvic, but on the field, number 11, Justin Chan for Western coming on the field, and he's got a bit of size out on the edge there. Now Trainer just playing a game of keep away, and they're being patient, but the handling a bit shocking at times. So it's not gone forward. I thought that went forward, so I guess that was a good job, but it's gone into Uvic hands. Loose ball. University of Victoria trying to make something happen here, and they have found the gap again. 3 men and 2 men in support, and now the missed tackle, the fend off. And that would be Patrick Kay for his second try. And, some really powerful running by the Vikes here.
Well, it's that lethal combination again. Yanagia and Kay. They linked up. Yanagia making the initial burst, and Kay firing through from the back. She's done so well, and I think he's staking a claim here. He's the leader of this team right now. They have a lot of weapons, but he's doing the kicking. And in this match, he stepped up with 2 big tries.
Is this a bit of a hangover from last year? I think University of Victoria were choked that they lost, and now I think the game at hand is to blank this Western team. They don't want them to get a point in here, and they want to really send a message that this championship belongs in the West.
Well, they're doing that loud and clear, but I think the Western players probably just one hurdle too far. They're almost shooting themselves in the foot here, not able to secure possession and spilling it. It's just a big ask. These players have traveled from out east, and there'll be an element of frustration here for the Western players.
What a great kickoff right in front of our position. Pearson taps it back to Trainer. Trainer breaks one tackle, stops. Now trying to find a gap as he works left. Tight spin pass. Now Western's got something going with some support. The backdoor pass letting them down. Open play, University of Victoria coming away with it. So lots of good work, but one mistake by Western and it all goes away.
Look at the patience here, Doug. Uvic so content on the ball. Just using all the hands, forcing Western to defend. Well, in that case, Liam Chisholm just forcing the pass when maybe he didn't need to. But that's probably the difference. Western are a bit more frantic, taking the higher risk options. And Uvic, although smaller, looking a lot more composed on the ball.
Chisholm, just such a big body out there and so much speed. We were talking about John Tate earlier and the sevens kind of speed he had when he was a player. And this is the kind of athletes that are being grown in Canada now, where they're height and weight and speed.
Well, it's definitely a need for the national team and some big, strong, athletic men, and there's a few on display here.
The give and go.
Chisholm brothers trying to work some magic with that goose egg looming large on the board here. And just over 4 minutes left to play.
Fancy no-look one-handed passes are not going to be the answer for Western. I think they got to get back to basics and just start punching holes through there. And speaking of punching, looks like something going on at that breakdown. Ball comes out, just laying there. Quick hands, that's going to be a forward pass. No, it went back, says Smorchevsky. So Western still alive on this passage of play. And I think they expected it was going to be stopped too because there wasn't a lot of support there. Now it's Trainer. Trainer looking, spreading it wide to the right. Holding now. And the offload goes to ground again. And it's just frustrating, must be, for the Western fans going, come on, guys.
Oh, there's finally a big hit. Thomason on Bo Parker.
So Western committing the bodies to the breakdown. There's going to be a try here if they make one more pass. And spoke too soon. I thought they had a free path there, and all of a sudden the door was closed.
Yeah, McCloskey came across with a good tackle.
Trainer, can he link up? No, he's just about lost his shorts, but he will score. Happy to touch down there. And now just 3 minutes left. So Goose Egg off the board, still 30 points adrift, and with the kick to come.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be bragging rights to Doug Tate's team. And just as Connor Trainer walks back there, that's kind of all he can muster. His next 7 stop will be down in Hong Kong with Canada if selected. So let's hope it's a better result than this one as he's alongside his Western teammates. Even the convert's not going over.
I get the feeling he's not 100%. He's maybe carrying an injury or something because he has not stepped on the gas yet this game. He's gone around the corner and then held up every time.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think maybe just 7 games in 2 days. It's been very demanding, and there's a few times he's had to put this team on his back. But let's be fair. Western have played some really good rugby, but Uvic are the class of the tournament. They are more complete across the board, and right now they're getting the bounces and they're probably making better decisions on the ball. Whereas he says as he drops it, but Western probably just forcing the ball a little bit.
Patrick Kay dropping that one, and it was Uvic versus Uvic in the semifinal, the Norsemen versus the Vikes, and that was an exciting one and got a bit chippy at times.
Yeah, it did. And I wonder perhaps if the Norsemen would have given this Western side a run for their money had they made the final as well. So it is a credit to the depth of program at Uvic under Doug Tate.
That scrum stood up, and now is Western trying to get another score across here. Will they do it? No, the spilled ball, and this, if they're not careful, could go the other way.
Yeah, once again, Western not taking the correct option and getting the ball through the hands.
Now spreading it out, they're playing a dangerous game in front of their own post, but the
Remy
one-handed.
Ansel, good work on the offload. Whoa, there's a head high. I think that's James Pitblado on the field, the substitute. The referee playing on.
Chisholm just going straight up the middle. And credit to Western, they are tying up every player that touches the ball here. But now, what do we got there?
Yeah, just a little knock on, but as David Smorchevsky's blowing the whistle there, just let's give a big shout out to Smorchevsky in this final. He's done a fantastic job, been very positive, been on the spot, but he's let these big boys go at it. And there's been some complaining about the refereeing and too many cards. He knows these are big, physically well-prepared men, and he's not afraid for them to go at it physically. And I've been really impressed with his attitude and the positive approach the referees brought to this game.
Smorchevsky, one of Canada's leading referees, does a lot of top events around the world, sevens refereeing. And, he's put in the time over the past few years to get to this level. So Western playing a frustrated brand of sevens rugby here. Man advantage as looks like it's Remy Ansel down. That's James Pitblado is down, and Western can't do anything despite the fact that there's an injured player, and now it could go the other way.
That's Kane Wyatt. Everything is going Uvic's way.
Look at the pace as a trainer comes out to see James Pitblado and see what's going on. Now a penalty going the other way, and now time off as we've got an injured Western player as well. So they'll bring the medics out and see if they can get everyone back to healthy status.
Yeah, and that is Connor Trainer on the field. So I know Gary and John will be concerned, but also James Pitblado over to the right of your screen. Smorchevsky going to check on him.
And the game's been this frantic. We didn't even know his clock's gone to zeros. So that could be the game because there was no penalty or anything on that whistle. So he might have one more restart, but questionable.
Yeah, that could be it. I'm
here.
sure
Okay.
Western will go for it. That's kind of the spirit they displayed all weekend. They'll give it a shot to try and end this on a winning scoring moment.
Through the half gap and in with a chance, but great cover tackling by University of Victoria as the Hooter goes. Tomlinson trying to keep it alive for his Western teammates. They're about 12 meters out.
And the hand's gone out. He's playing advantage.
Spinning that ball back now. It's Pearson gathering it in. Well, we're going to come back to the penalty, taking the advantage, and quick tap, and there's got to be a gap there. One more out wide, and the knock on. And that just about says it for Western's night here in this final. It's just frustration upon frustration, and that is full time. And University of Victoria, the Vikings, 35-5 winners in the Cup final. The crowd enjoying the home win here.
Yeah, definitely a popular result. Maybe not the spectacle we were anticipating with two great university sides, two very proud university sides. But this year's scalp, as we've said, goes to Uvic. 2 wins for them now, and Western, I'm sure, will be back next year to try and set the record straight.
Well, that's a great thing about this competition now. It's on the calendar, and people are planning around it a year out. So you're going to get even better schools next year, and I think we're going to see a much expanded tournament in year 4.
Yeah, I think so. And just the standard of play right across the board. These two teams did it in the final, but right through the tournament, all 15 men's teams, really exceptional stuff. And there's no weak teams in the tournament. So I know Geraint John and his team, Karen Crowley was here. The Sevens coaches were very impressed. They've used it. They've identified some athletes out of here that I'm sure will be getting a call to see if they can come out and start training with the group. So that's a very positive use of this tournament as a pathway for our Sevens athletes.
So we'll get the University of Victoria to come out and receive their trophy, and we'll stay with that. And Gareth, got to say thanks so much to all the work that you've done over the last 2 days, and offering up your sage insights and just carrying this broadcast along all the way along.
Well, it's been good, and I hope you've enjoyed us bringing you this story here. And I think it's a great feature of our game that these students can give it their all. They can go at it head to head, and it's been a lot of physical hard play, but the spirit has been superb. The women's teams, the men's teams, respect for each other and respect for the game, and that's what it's all about.
So Geraint John will be presenting the trophy to the University of Victoria men's team, and he'll know a lot of the guys on that team. I mean, see them day in and day out, and he'll work very closely with Doug Tate and his team in terms of training facilities and things like that.
And I think as we note, the women's champion obviously is the Guelph Griffins, and I think we've just heard over the loudspeaker that Britt Ben has been named the player of the tournament, and I think it'd be very hard to argue against that, wouldn't it, Doug?
She has been a try-scoring machine all weekend long, and just head and shoulders above everyone on the field on the women's side.
And I think if we stay with this, Geraint John, the national men's coach, has also made a selection.
Congratulations to the University of Victoria on their Cup championship.
And there it is, the Cup championship.
Player of the tournament, Pat Kay.
Pat Kay and his kickoffs getting the nod, and not just his kickoffs, his try-scoring, his pace, and his passing.
And the chant rings out around Westhill Stadium. Pat Kay. So a delight for him and his teammates. You're right, Dougie. He did it as the sweeper role, as the restart man, as the conversion man, and also as try scorer. So a huge lift for him. The man still under 20 years of age. Got a bright future, not only in the 15s game, but also in 7s. Well done, Pat Kay, and all the Uvic Vikes. Rick Fairley, Doug Tate, well done for the program you run up there. You are national champions at the 2013 National Sevens Tournament.
So great to see those beaming faces. Western probably not so happy. Probably would have liked to have seen a bit of a closer game, but there's Shane Thompson. That's great to see him in frame there too. What a great job he's doing bringing BC Youth Rugby Sevens along, taking a team to Hong Kong in the next few weeks, and he has got a vision for development.
And what a luxury for these student athletes. 2 former national team coaches. They know their sevens inside and out, Shane Thompson and Dougie Tate, and it really is a hotbed. And hey, what do you say, Doug? Maybe some of these athletes will appear in Rio in 2016. It could happen.
Oh, absolutely. They're you know, got the right attitude, and with the support being received by Own the Podium and the Canadian public, it's going to be fantastic. I think that is going to just about do it here after 82 games of fun and great athleticism. Want to say thanks to Joelle Brown and the Sport Canada TV crew, to Jennifer Smart and the Rugby Canada events team, and to all the announcers that worked this weekend, Spencer Robinson included. We're going to say goodbye from West Hill Stadium. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk again real soon. Bye for now.